Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Kevin O'Leary is a businessman from Canada whose estimated net worth is $300 million. He knows what it takes to build a brand, to make it happen, and to see your dreams turn into reality. He's been making it his business to do just that for many years now, and he is not afraid of a challenge. As the co-founder of both O'Leary Funds as well as SoftKey, he knows a thing or two about business. He's run successful ventures since 1979 when he first entered the world of business, and he's not afraid to continue to build his brand. It's Kevin O'Leary's opinion that his work is never done and that he has more to do until he literally can no longer do it. He's a man we see and hear from regularly on Shark Tank, but he's not one we know much about. There are 10 things you didn't know about him. He was a commentator. For years, Kevin O'Leary was a commentator for a CBC television program. He has commentated on several different shows there, particularly for the Lang & O'Leary Exchange. He also has some experience as a host, as he did host Redemption Inc., and he has made it quite a profession to spend time on television doing both. Though this is not his primary line of work, it is one in which he focuses his time and effort from time to time to enable himself to gain more exposure and to employ his business tactics. He's a Shark Tank investor. The genius series Shark Tank on ABC is one of the best shows around. This show is one that focuses on men and women who have an idea. It might not seem like a good idea to everyone, and it might not even sound like a half-bad idea to everyone, but it's an idea. These people want to market their ideas, and they hope that someone will see the value in what they are doing and invest in them. This provides men and women with the chance to see their business become a reality, and he is one of the investors who gets behind good ideas. He didn't want to get into business. For many years of his life, Kevin O'Leary had other ideas about his future. There were those who wanted him to go a certain way in life, but he chose to do things his own way. For example, he chose to, instead of spending his life at school or pursuing dreams that were not his own, become a photographer. He harbors a passion for the art, and he wanted to become one for most of his life. We know he has a good eye and that he's talented, and we wonder how successful he might have become if he'd been able to pursue that dream. He loves Nabisco. When he graduated from college with his MBA from the University of Western Ontario, Kevin O'Leary made a decision. He had to go to work, and he looked for a job. He was hired on at Nabisco, which actually sounds delicious. Who doesn't love cookies and crackers and other delicious treats after all? It turns out that he is not someone who worked for the good part of the company that might hinder his waistline though. He actually worked for the cat food line that Nabisco produces. Hes Part Lebanese. This is not something people tend to know about Kevin O'Leary, thanks to the fact that he is so often described as being Canadian. He is Canadian, but he is also part Lebanese. His paternal grandfather came to Canada when he was a young man, after making the decision to leave his small village in Lebanon after a time. He then married a woman who came from the same village in Lebanon as he did, and together they gave birth to 4 kids, including Kevin O'Leary's mother. That makes him part Lebanese. His parents are divorced. When Kevin O'Leary was a small child, his parents decided to divorce. They were experiencing some marital issues, and some might assume it had to do a bit with the fact that when O'Leary's grandmother passed away and left her store to his mother, she began to take over the business and work more hours than not. Either way, it was not long after his grandmother died that his parents made the decision to split up. He remained with his mother. He lived everywhere. When Kevin O'Leary's mother remarried, the family began living all over the world. His stepfather was a UN International Labor Union economist, and he lived all over the world. As a child, he was able to go to places such as Cambodia, Cyprus, and even Tunisia, and call them home. Being able to live all over the world had an impact on the way he sees the world and in his business ventures. Because of this, he is able to see things from a new perspective that many other businessmen do not have the privilege of doing. His many travels as a child helped to teach him more than he thought possible. His mother taught him to invest. Even though his mother was a seamstress and later a business owner thanks to the fact that she inherited her parents' store, she taught Kevin O'Leary to invest his money the right way. She always took 1/3 of her weekly earnings and invested it quite shrewdly so that she was able to make a return on her investment. She was good at doing it, and she taught her son to help her out as often as possible. She was right in doing so, and it sparked his interest in learning to invest and become a businessman. He uses his mother's knowledge in business. During his childhood, Kevin O'Leary's mother taught him a very valuable lesson. She taught him that you always invest 1/3 of your money and that you only spend the dividends while you always protect your principal balance. He grew up learning to do that, and he did it when he became an adult with his own money. Now that he is good at doing that, he uses the same method in his own business ventures. He taught all of his employees to do the same when they began their business, and much of that is what helped him to become the success he was today. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.